tapped and tuned into perspectives where you and only you can change the way that you look at things, so the things you look at will change. I'm here with my rise and fly chick, Miss Lisa Foster. Very excited just to tap in with you guys. This is our live broadcast for today. Something that's becoming very near and dear to me is health is wealth and well-being. And I want to just quickly define the health, the wealth, and the well-being as we get started. I just want to say, Lisa, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to jump on live with me today, because you be handling the business. And I'm very proud of what my wife is doing and how she's doing it. So when I say health, wealth, and well-being, I have, over the last year maybe, lost weight, not literally trying to lose weight for the typical reasons that people want to lose weight. I have been fasting, praying, eating differently, and actually just being honest, seeking God's face more concerning the moves that we're making in life, business, and some transitional things that needed to happen. With me putting God first, believe it or not, I believe that God blessed me enough to slim down, lose some weight. I was putting on a pair of pants the other day, and I have at least went down like a pant size and a half. You think maybe a pant size?
About 2 pant sizes.
About 2 pant sizes. I am thinner. You can see I'm thinner if you look at some of my older videos. Our children were looking at me the other day saying, "You didn't get skinny." I said, "I'm skinny Benny." But and so when I say health is wealth and well-being, some individuals had given me some things to do. They had told me to, if I drink coffee, drink it black, to not drink alcohol. If you drink any alcohol, drink something like a rum, but I choose not to drink any alcohol at all. And that's a whole nother live. I think I spoke about it the other day on one of the lives that we did. If you're interested, just say alcohol or drinking, and I'll send it to you. But so Lisa, when I say the word health, what are your thoughts? Health, just in general.
Health.
The word health.
When I think of the word health, the first thing that I think about is feeling good. That's the first thing I think about. That's the first thought.
So not overweight, not lifting weights, not running, not...
Feeling good is the first thing that comes to my mind. Feeling good.
Feeling good in your body, right?
In my body.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
now,
yeah, feeling good in my body.
The reason that's important to me is because right now I don't feel anything. I don't feel any crooks. I don't feel any pains. I don't feel any tenderness. And I've experienced phantom type shoulder pain. I've experienced ankle pain as of recent. I've experienced back pain. I've experienced headaches. I've experienced neck pain. I'm talking about in life. I've experienced a broken cheekbone. I've experienced joint pain from being an athlete. And it's different. When your body's hurting, it alerts you.
Yeah.
It's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So when Lisa says feeling good as her definition for health, that means a lot. That means a lot. So I'm gonna make sure we're good as we usually do, guys. So and that gives...
I'm here.
Oh, you here? You up in there?
There we
She's
go.
up in there. And so it's very important that as we literally talk about this subject today, that I make my definition for health very well known to you. And that is basically, I feel like health is when it's kind of like the definition of prosperity. Nothing missing, nothing broken, everything made whole. And that's what I feel right now. Like right now I could jump up and turn a backwards flip because and then when there's a cold, when you have a cold, when there's a sickness in your body and there's phlegm and mucus and all that, you feel different, you know? And people will say, I don't feel well. So that goes into the well-being at the end, okay? Well-being, you're being well. But the health was pretty, it was good, the description that you gave, because that's it. that your body feels good.
Right.
That there's no aches, that there's no, and that's what I feel. And I think it is from the contribution of, catch this, we're talking about health, wealth, and well-being. I think I'm healthy right now because I cut out sugar. I changed my diet. Now, I believe that once you are doing some things right, you practically can eat anything you want to eat, but it's about the portions. I don't eat so many portions. Lisa and I have learned to share a meal. Talk about that real quick, about us sharing a meal instead of ordering appetizer and then a meal and then a dessert, and both of us, and then we kind of like stuffing ourselves. And I think that the reason we stuff ourselves is because we paying for it.
Yeah. That's true. Like
So,
your story.
what's the mindset of you saying, and you would say it to me, you want to share something?
Yeah.
Where that mindset come from?
I do that now for several different reasons. One reason is because I'm a money person, and I feel like what's happened with like inflation and all of the unnecessary expenses that you have, like even in going out to eat, it becomes expensive. And it's, for me, I look at assets over liabilities, and eating out a lot is definitely a liability. It's not something that is necessary. It's not necessary.
So
My whole goal is to ensure that that we are good stewards over what God has given us, and it's not to be scared or live in scarcity or any of those things. It is about stewardship, and anything that we do should multiply, even our money. So I know for a fact that eating out can be
taxing,
detrimental, detrimental on your money and on your body, in your health.
Yes.
So two reasons that I do that. I do that in an effort to ensure that we stick within a budget for food, number one, and then the other thing is better for you, like because the portions are so big nowadays. You don't need all of that food. It's way too much.
Yes.
So yeah,
This
those
is
are the
great
reasons that I do
insight
it.
because Lisa, you don't know, but the thumbnail actually shows some coins, gold coins, some stacks of money, and then it shows some more gold coins, and it show a tree or a abundant flower growing out of it with little things like tennis shoe for running, and arm for working out and health wise. So you didn't know that.
Yeah.
But it's greatly feeding into the illustration that we're going to have for the thumbnail, what you just said.
Right.
So health is also you being able to be conservative of sort in your body and how you eat and what you intake.
The intake. Yeah.
The intake.
Yeah. Making sure that you are using
Wisdom.
wise choices and decisions when it comes to what you're putting inside of your body. And we as Americans, our portions are so much larger than if you go outside of the country and you're eating out. The portions are not as large as the ones in the United States. And so that's why we have high levels of obesity.
So can we say health is a state of mind?
Health definitely is, well, being healthy is a mindset.
Now,
You are so much more clear when you don't have all of that junk in your body. Your mind is more clear when you don't have all of the junk in your body.
you were going into something, I may have interrupted you. I apologize. You have traveled extensively outside of the country. What is the
difference in
the
portion
difference
sizes.
in portion sizes, intake, things of that nature?
Well, the main thing is that in our country we eat a lot of fried foods, and then they're also cooked in oils that are not healthy for us, that don't break down in your body as well as natural things do. And so a lot of fried foods, a lot of high caloric, high cholesterol based foods, all of those things. The best thing for us to eat is the stuff that we can grow from the ground and take it from ground to table. Those are the best things to eat. And then the portion sizes. The portion sizes that we eat in the U.S. are enough really to feed a family of like 4. So, we eat big, heavy portions. And so it causes you to have all of this unnecessary weight on your body. like I said, it causes us to be obese, and then in the process, you don't feel like moving.
Mm-hmm.
There should not be that after you eat
You gotta go
that
to
you're
sleep.
sleepy.
We fall asleep, and I was doing that,
Yeah.
and I was going to add this, that the times that I eat as well contributed to the health that I feel like I'm
Right.
feeling right now,
Right.
and not even eating 3 meals a day.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where we exactly got that from, but you know, breakfast meaning breaking your fast.
Right.
Time you wake up, you should allow your body opportunity to still be working the metabolism of it, because really, if you eat too late, your body now is fighting and digesting that food
working.
when it should
resting.
be actually healing
And resting.
you and resting. And so now, even though you up now moving and we alert and we're using it, even in the sleep now, the body is not getting the rest that it deserves. And when the body get the rest that it deserves, I truly believe that it heals itself. Mm-hmm. And healing is, of course, the root word of health. Mm-hmm. And so I want you guys to really kind of grab this right now, because it is, again, what you're intaking, the portions you're intaking, the time that you eat, and the amount of times that you eat. I strongly believe that that contributes to your health. I believe that. I believe that that contributes to the health part. Now, let's move toward the wealth. Wealth in some people's mind is a lot of money. Yet, if there is a family that, say, lives out in a rural area and they have the cow, I apologize about that. At some point, you literally would call that poor, because the guy got the overalls on, the wife got the little house on the prairie dress, and they don't dress like that no more, you know. But she may own jeans or whatever. They may drive an old pickup truck, and you've seen that analogy where somebody has a pickup truck that costs $1,500 versus somebody paying on a $51,000 car, you know, or whatever. And so, in my mind right now, when we say health, we just talked about health. We talked about the portions, what you intake, how you sleep, how you get rest, and all that. In my mindset, Lisa, wealth is not a whole bunch of money. It's about having everything that you need to do what you want to do. Now, everybody may not agree with this, but that man and that woman and their children, if they got food to eat and their children are happy and they learning and they got whatever, you know, and they not behind on the farm, to me, that's wealth.
On the farm.
You know, that's the typical story. They behind on the pavement and the bank finna take the farm. That's the storyline, you know. So you can have some type of climatic end. But wealth to me is having all that you need when you need it.
That is wealth to me. Mm-hmm.
Wow, you agree? I thought I was gonna have a little pushback on that.
No.
So wealth. And guys, you can jump in the comments and tell us what wealth looks like to you. But that's what wealth is. And now with us moving as a company, a nonprofit, and even with the Reimagine Mississippi campaign, where we are actively campaigning for the 2nd Congressional District for the state of Mississippi, we know that our wealth now must be expanded. Because our wealth, our wealth must be expanded, and even the health I put first intentionally, because it doesn't matter if I tell people this all the time: you can't throw anyone a rope hanging by a thread, and that doesn't just mean struggling. No, that means how you out here can barely walk, can barely talk, sickness and all that, and you're talking about helping somebody. You got to help yourself first. And that health is important, because you can get all this other stuff, and if you're not healthy, you can't enjoy it.
I think about people like Steve Jobs, who had tons of money, but he eventually died of cancer. So the thing about it is that if your health is fit,
If your health is poor, that's the lower level of poor.
Yeah.
Not money, not finances, but your health.
Because the beautiful thing is that we were created to create. Like we came into this world without the stuff that we see now.
And we're gonna leave it.
Yeah, it had to be created. And if you were physically malnourished, if you were physically sick, you're not able to produce things. You're not able to create things. Your mind doesn't work right, and your body does not work right. You need both of those things
to be creative,
to create anything.
So watch this. This is something that hit me, and we really didn't discuss it. I know we discuss a lot when we have thoughts, but it hit me like yesterday. when you're born into the world, you're born naked.
Right.
And they tag you. They put a name on you. They label you, and they put you on like a slate, like a little cart, right? When you die, they do the same thing. And you're naked, and they put a toe tag on you. So you come into the world the same way you leave. Nothing. Only thing comes in is the spirit of God on the inside of you, and the intelligence that you will grow into from what society shows you. And the only thing leaves, that spirit leaves the body when you die, right? So that in between, that dash, health, wealth, and well-being is the most important thing to me. So when I say our wealth needs to be expanded, because now it's not just Bennie and Lisa taking care of Bennie and Lisa. Bennie and Lisa have a team. We have a team of people that believe in the vision, and the vision cannot come forth without goals and objectives being met, benchmarks. That's travel time. That's creative time. That's what you call it? Intellectual intelligence. Not intellectual intelligence. What is it? You call it? Intellectual property. That's people putting up signs. That's people showing up at town hall meetings. That's people expressing themselves. And so now our health and wealth has to be expanded, because we're dealing with so many more people than what we were if it was just me and you dealing with our children. And so now our wealth has to expand, meaning we have to bring in more resources. We have to bring in more information. We have to get more training. We have to learn more. We have to sit in more meetings, talk to more people, look at more resources, take more time. And so again, that health comes into play. The initial if I'm not healthy, how can I do that?
Right.
If I'm not healthy, how can I pay attention?
Right.
You can't pay attention. Like they say, a child can't learn if they're hungry. An adult can't learn if they're hungry or unhealthy, okay? So transitioning from health to wealth. Wealth is a state of mind. Wealth that you have and everything that you need. But if it's on another level, you reaching more people, you got to expand your wealth. And now the well-being. The well-being to me is essential. The well-being is the coup de grace, the cherry on the top. Well-being. I think that's a state of mind too. That's a mental well-being. Like when people say, "How are you?" I'm just making it. 6 feet on top.
Ooh.
I'm vertical.
Ooh.
To me, that is saying, that's like, wait a minute, are you sure you're okay? To me, it's like you should ask an additional question. A lot of times people say, I say, "How you doing?" Or "Hello," and they say, "Hello, how are you?" And I say, "Oh, I'm awesome." And I've had people say, "Oh, I want to be awesome too." and it's not just a catchphrase, or it's not just a thing. I am proclaiming that I am awesome.
Right.
I am proclaiming that I am awesome. I am speaking that I am awesome. It's all in me. I am the tallest tree. That's a affirmation that I've adopted years ago. And somebody said it this morning. It's all in me. You know, they say their mom told, and I had a moment, because that helps me with my well-being. If you're not catering to yourself, if you're not investing in yourself, if you're not spending the time and giving the discipline to making sure that you have well-being, you're a human being, so you should be well-being. You're not a human doing, so you should not be well-doing. And what I mean by that, and I'm gonna ask you to wrap us up.
Yeah, you need to clarify
People are caught up with what they do instead of who they should be. Meaning, they are caught up with the occupation, caught up with the job, caught up with I'm a plumber. So I feel my life full of plumbing. I had a good friend that told me that they were going through some transitional stuff, and they were working at one job, they was doing landscaping, and they were literally, what's the other thing he said? They were working at a restaurant. It was 3 things. They were working a full-time job, they're working at a restaurant on the weekends, and doing their landscaping and stuff in the morning on the weekends. And they say that they left no room for God. They left no room for self-improvement. They were just going through the motion. They were doing instead of being. And that's what made them somewhat go backwards, because they had not worked on the being, the becoming, the identifying with who they were on the other side of what they had to let go to discover who they were. They were doing, and they were doing well. They were doing because they were running from something they didn't want to go back to. But in the process of doing, they didn't fortify themselves and make sure that they had well-being. Does that make sense? And so I want Lisa to elaborate on what well-being means to her, and maybe something that I've said or something that she wants to directly say to you. And that would be our live for today. You know, I wanted to come on and tell you that some things that'll work for me, for those that are trying to lose weight, trying to get healthy, dealing with some body pains, some aches. I'm gonna tell you, the fasting and the praying, the diligence in that, the no sugar really is a big factor. I can pretty much eat what I want because I eat smaller portions and I eat at specific times within the day. And sometimes I go a whole day fasting and don't eat at all. At one point I did 3 days, no water, no food, and I didn't know if I was gonna make it. But it was more mental than anything. And so that helped me a lot. That helped me see what the potential of fasting was, okay? But fasting without praying is like a gun with no bullets. So make sure you're fasting and praying.
good.
Coffee, no sugar. Try not to do it with even cream. You can do some sugar substitutes. And with tea, use honey. And a good lemon, and if you're allergic to citric, I understand, but a good lemon, lime tea with a whatever tea bag you like, and some honey does well too. It actually calms the nerves, and it actually, I believe, is putting that honey in your system. Honey is a antioxidant. Am I saying it right?
I'm not sure what honey is.
Yeah, it is. Am I saying the word right? Antioxidant?
Yeah.
Yeah. So honey is one of those. And then, of course, you know, people have their preference on whether they're going to eat pork or not. You know, I may eat a slice of bacon here, a slice of ham here. I don't think it kills me, you know. And then the other thing was, again, the time of what you're eating. The wealth was you being content in the state that you are. But I can tell you that a king and a queen's dream provides for the people. And therefore, you have to expand your mindset, expand your vision, expand your mission to cater to those people that have attached themselves to your position in the kingdom, okay? And then we own well-being. Why I said well-being was you have to become disciplined and invest in the being part of you, the personal development, not just be doing a craft or an art or a job or something that someone says you're good at, or you good at plumbing, you good at electrical, you good at doing nails, you good at doing hair. You can run yourself in the ground and you can miss the well-being. So Lisa's gonna wrap us up. She's gonna close us out. And I'm excited. I'm always excited to do a live with her because she challenges my mental, my spiritual, my health, my wealth, my well-being. She challenges all that just by making me think. And so hopefully she's going to cause you to think today.
Right.
Listen.
Wow. One of the things that sticks out to me just from the beginning of health being your wealth is that at one point in life, I would say maybe about 2 years ago or so, I was really sick, like deathly sick. And did not even realize it until I was actually on a phone call in Home Depot talking to my mom and my sisters on the phone, and I dropped down on the ground during that conversation. Like they saw it real time. And it was, I passed out because my health had diminished and I wasn't even aware of it. I was doing so many things.
Yeah.
And the focus honestly was, as Benny said, the prerequisite should always be your identity. It always should be in identifying and knowing who you are, who you be. It sounds improper English, but who you are. Pertinent. It really is who you are.
I need to add real quick that I was on the receiving end of a call from my brother in love, and he was FaceTiming me so I could see her on the live that his wife, her sister, was on with them, and it was so nerve-wracking to know that the love of my life was going through that, and it was just unexpected. I felt something though before the call. I can say that I literally was out by a body of water contemplating, because it was during the time that God was pulling me back here to Mississippi. And I had a lot on my mind, and I felt something. And I got that call, and I said, "Why is he FaceTiming me? Because he doesn't. We talk, but he don't typically FaceTime me." And there she was, and I was 13 hours away,
Yep.
and it was a very unsettling moment for me. And I praise God that she's still here. So I
Yeah.
just had to add that part.
Yeah. So I took pictures of myself during that time. And I think Benny did too, just to remind myself of how important it is to be in good health.
Yes.
So that means in making the right decisions and choices of things to eat. One of the things that Benny said was the refined sugar is not good for you. It is an addictive drug.
It is.
It is highly addictive, and it's more addictive than some of the drugs that individuals consider to be addictive, like crack cocaine or something. I had cravings, and you crave
Yeah, I
sugar.
crave it. I crave it every time I make a coffee.
You want candy, you want sugar, you want the sweet things, and you crave it. And it is highly addictive, and it should be something that we should not even have access to. I think it's criminal. But at any rate, and it causes so many different things, ailments and diseases in your body
Yes.
over time. If you look at the research and the data, the accumulation of sugar in your body causes so many things. Too much sugar can cause what we call cataracts, is actually too much sugar in your eyes. You know, diabetes, all of these things. It's just your body cannot handle the amount of sugar that we intake on a daily basis. So that's something to consider. I would like for you to do your own research. Because we do have insulin, and your body is not able to actually produce enough insulin for the amount of sugar that we have that goes into our body. That's why people are diabetic. So many things.
Great points.
So that is major. Making sure that you are taking the time out to be well. And that consists of developing yourself. And the development that we use are the scriptures, the Bible. That's what we use to develop ourselves. It actually gives us our identity.
Absolutely.
Right? And so when you are aware of who you are, your identity will also cause you to do what you were born to do. It enhances and it actually guides your doing. So I know that praying without ceasing for me is something that I do. It is my natural communication that I have with God, with the Holy Spirit, with Jesus, because Jesus is still alive, y'all. I need for y'all to know that.
Amen.
He's still alive.
He's alive.
It's pure love. John 3:16.
John 3:16.
He died for you if you don't know that. And he's still alive. He rose. And the beautiful thing about our being, Benny, is that the resurrection power that Jesus proved and shown us and has demonstrated, that we have that same power because of him. And so I'm glad that I have the opportunity to be in health, even as my soul prospers, right? So health is essential to being and doing. The Bible says that faith without works is dead. And if you're not able to physically do the work because of who you are and the faith that you have, then you deal with the consequences of that. And so being in health and allowing your body, mind, and soul to prosper and be in health is essential to this life. It's essential to this physical life. It has an effect on every part of your life. Absolutely. It has an effect on you and your ability to do. It also has an effect on your family. Because if you're not in good health, guess who's going to have to take care of you if you can't take care of yourself? Your family. So it's not even fair for you to make um, all of the unhealthy decisions that you think you're making for yourself that actually has an impact on everybody around you. So health is extremely important. We cannot take it for granted. It is our wealth, and it is not only impacting us individually, but it impacts the individuals that you love, the individuals that you actually support too. If you have a business, it affects your staff. It affects the business's bottom line, which affects other people and their families. So health is important. And baby, let me tell y'all something. This live was very important for me today. I needed to do it. I needed to hear it. I needed to hear myself say it so that I can begin even to make more changes in my life. I fast too, like Benny, and you can physically see the changes in his body. You can see mine a little bit, right? I'm actually going through, they call it the change in women. So I have all kinds of hormonal things that are going on in my body. But the fasting actually helps to balance my hormones.
It really does, guys. It helps. It helps.
So I'm just all around a proponent of fasting and praying together. And as you do that, you will begin to see your entire life and everything connected to you change, because putting all of that unhealthy food and those toxins in your body, it has a direct effect on your mind, which has an effect on your spirit.
Directly.
It does. And so when you are not putting anything at all in your body, it's like an open spirit for God to come and be like,
rearrange
baby,
stuff.
I've been here. But you've been putting so much stuff in here that you can't even hear from me because you got all this unnecessary stuff in your body. So
it's chaotic of sort.
it's
alien stuff that shouldn't be there.
It's taking up space that was intended for God to dwell in.
So you actually, it's really like the person, the elder in the family, the matriarch, the patriarch, always sits in this corner of the couch. And when they come in, you just got anybody, you just letting anybody sit in, and you know they coming. You know that that's where they sit for Christmas. I'm trying to, give a visual so y'all can see, and everybody knows that the respect of the wisdom of that person that has, all of you have came out of that person, and you just don't care.
That's true. The other thing is that they could be sitting in that chair the whole time, but you have invited so many aliens and people and things and stuff and junk into the environment. So they're covered up, and you can't even see them.
You can't even see them.
You can't see them. You can't hear them. You can't receive from them because it's too much junk, and there are too many people that are unnecessary in that space.
My God.
So it's just like that, and that's what all of those.
So fasting is denying the flesh.
It is.
And allowing the spirit to be fed.
Amen. Yep.
And they always give this analogy: if you got two different dogs, you feed one a whole bunch of food, you feed the other one just water, which one is gonna typically win? And they say the one that you done gave the proteins and the nutrients to, because this other dog is weak, But you gotta now think about the Spirit of God. The Spirit of God doesn't feed off physical things. And so even when people tell that, you gotta look at that differently. Because I know this. I am a better man. I have more clarity. I have more decisiveness. I just feel good in my body, and my mind is clear from fasting and being deliberate about it, being decisive and deliberate about it.
Intentional.
When we come back live, we have something called the 6 degrees of preparation. And I believe we're going to revisit that because it is telling you how to get prepared for a transition. Through meditation and prayer is meditation. You focusing on the things of God, you meditating on God, drinking more water, set your schedule, eat smarter, take more walks, and get more rest. All of those things are essential to when you are transitioning, because all of those things recalibrate you. in different ways. Just for instance, when you are praying, you're recalibrating your mindset. You're speaking what God says versus what you're seeing. Yeah. You know, you reminding yourself of who God said you are. You recalibrating. Just like when that guy said earlier that his mama gave him this affirmation when he felt sad and said, "It's everything is in you." And I was like, wow, that reminded me. And I got a burst of inspiration. And you can't do that with stuff Lisa talking about all clouded and colluded and all these different alien things on you. So this has been good. It was kind of impromptu. She really didn't know what all I was going to talk about. I just gave her a title, but as usual, she done a wonderful job. I'm so proud of her. She's going to lead some of these lives herself as well, so y'all stay tuned for that. But let us know if you want to know more about health and wealth. I know we got some stuff coming too about our courtship rules. That has been requested by a few people. I haven't told you. A couple people like, didn't y'all used to do something about courting versus dating? Yep. Courtship rules is our story, really. We decided to court one another, shut it down, and just focus on courting versus dating, you know, multiple people at one time. And we quickly made some decisions that now, almost going into 11 years later, we still here, standing tall, growing and developing with one another. And it's a beautiful thing. And we want to share that story with you. And some of those, it's a wonderful thing. Some of those things that we did to make sure that our courting one another provided a transparency platform that actually helped us even to this day. The way that we started this relationship and the way that we shut things down and shut things out and focused on one another and the process of courting. We're going to share that with you too. So let us know how you feel about this video. Make sure that you subscribe, turn the bell on, the notification bell, so you can get an alert when we're going live. There's no particular time yet that we go live, but if you subscribe and you turn on the notifications, you'll know. All right, Lisa, what you got taking us out?
I thought I was taking us out.
Well,
God
I had
bless.
some
Y'all
additional
have
things.
a great day today, and we love you. Make sure that you subscribe to this channel if you've not already subscribed, and turn on the notification bell so that you can receive all of the notifications when we are on, because we want to hear from you. We want to hear what it is that you want to hear. And if there's any particular topic that you want to get some additional information on, we are here to assist you and provide you with your growth and development.
Absolutely.
All right. So you guys have a wonderful day today. We love you.
Bye-bye.
And make sure that you take a look at the description that is put into this live so that you can get in contact with us if you would like to get in contact with us. We would like to hear from you. Have a great day.
See y'all later, Gators. Out the wild, you crocodiles.